After the events of Captain America Civil War, T'Challa, aka Black Panther, is preparing to become the King of Wakanda, an advanced society hidden from the rest of the world. But a mysterious man known as Eric Stevens challenges T'Challa for the throne. There are secrets to be revealed, murders from the past and present, and action all around. Can Black Panther save the day? One of the first things that impressed me about the film is that it doesn't entirely feel like an MCU film. Don't get me wrong, I greatly enjoy a lot of the MCU films, but sometimes you see a lot of similarities from previous films they make, and there are consistent formulas used. And while there are some here, I was greatly surprised that there were not as many jokes that I was expecting, which is a staple of the MCU. That's not at all to say there are no jokes, they're there, but I really did enjoy that this film felt a bit more serious than previous entries. A lot of that comes from the plot point of if Wakanda should share their advances with the rest of the world. Would it be good to reveal to the world their weapons, medicine, and other technological advances? Or would that result in the wrong people getting their hands on them? I found that interesting and was enjoying the debates the characters had on the subject. And speaking of the characters, a lot of them are really good. Some of them are a bit bland and forgettable, Forrest Whitaker sadly among them, but the ones that stood out to me are Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, aka Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan as Eric, Letitia Wright as Shuri, and Andy Serkis as Claw. Boseman has been proving himself to be a great actor in the films that I've seen him in, the first film being 42, where he played Jackie Robinson. I found the dilemmas that he faced in this film to make his performance be that of a man who is human and not just a stoic king, but also that of a man who is holding in a bit of rage, be it in the fighting scenes or when secrets are revealed to him. He's not a typical Marvel protagonist who makes jokes and mugs to the camera. You can still see enough of his humanity to make you relate to him. A lot of the humor is given to two individuals. Letitia, Shuri, plays her part as both a humorous little sister to T'Challa, but also a scientific genius. She gets a lot of good laughs, but also has moments of being serious. The other individual who gets a lot of laughs is Andy Serkis as Claw. I'm curious to know what the direction he was given was, but it appeared that he was having an absolute blast being in this movie. There's almost not a single scene where you don't see him cackling like a madman, and while it's possible some might find him annoying, I was entertained by him. Then we come to Michael B. Jordan, who is now the second Human Torch to jump into an MCU film, the first being Chris Evans. A lot of people have called this character to be one of the better MCU villains, and that he is on par with Heath Ledger's Joker. Normally when I see people say something along the lines of, "He's like Heath Ledger's Joker," I normally roll my eyes because when I end up seeing that person's performance, that's rarely the case. I'm mixed on the character, because while he has a very good backstory, his ultimate end goal is similar to a lot of the MCU villains. But what makes Jordan's performance different to those other villain actors is that Jordan gives so much intensity, violence, and menace to this character that I found him to be amazing to watch, and I would be okay with putting him as a better MCU villain based on the performance alone. It's also worth noting that the costume designer, Ruth E. Carter, did an incredible job for this film. Not only do the main characters look great, but the entire cast looks amazing. There is so much color and attention to detail that I already hope that she gets a nomination for next year's Oscars. There are some things that aren't so great though. A lot of the CGI is bad, and I mean pretty bad. There are times when it's very obviously green screen, and then you have these armored rhinos running around that look like they belong in a video game. And there are some problems with the fight scenes. Not all of them are bad, but there is a little bit of shaky camera now and then. I was very disappointed in that because this is the same director, Ryan Coogler, who gave us some amazing fight scenes in Creed. People are calling this one of the best MCU films, and I agree with them a bit, while still maintaining that it does have some problems. Not all the characters are as fleshed out as I would have liked, and I do wish some of the fight scenes were a bit more clear, but I did have a really good time. The main characters I pointed out are really good, as well as other people in the film such as Lupita Nyong'o and Denai Guerrera. There's a pretty nice soundtrack to go with the film, and there are interesting debates that almost mirror real life. If you love the MCU films, I'm sure this will please you, but if you want an action film that looks cool and that you don't entirely need to see countless other films to get, then I think you'd be able to follow along just fine. So hunt down a theater near you to go see Black Panther. You're sure to have a perfect time. Thanks, this is an O.M.M review. This is O.M.M, signing out.